Let's go, baby. Yo, what's good, my people? What's good, family? How we doing, boys and girls? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Another day in the life. Can't miss today's stream. Good. Yeah, I think history. You joined on the last stream at like 50 minutes later, right? Santos Draco 777 said pre-recorded. You're right. You're right, G. You're right, G. You actually caught me, bro. You actually got me. You exposed this whole scheme. I've pre-recorded this entire thing, bro. What's good, Boris? Hello? Oh, the microphone again went lower. I don't know why it does that every time. And we are back to full volume. Did you remember me, Marcus? Of course. Hello. Привет. Привет. How do I say my friend? Привет, I forgot the word friend in... Oh, you're from Serbia? Okay, my bad. I thought you were from Russia, bro. Is it me? That's Russian letters, no? Your username? Maybe I'm just bugging out. Anyway, guys, we're going to kill a little bit of time to obviously let people join the live event. Let me go ahead and share this on my Instagram as always. And then we can begin. Today's live event is going to be all about marketing, guys. All about marketing. How to go viral, how does virality even work, how did the algorithms work, and everything in between. Oh, it's the Serbian letters. Okay, my apologies, my friend. I feel like me saying, isn't that Russian, is rude. I'm sorry, bro. My apologies. Boom, boom, boom. Link. Boom. Guys, who here is excited for Christmas? If you don't celebrate Christmas, it's okay. But if you do celebrate Christmas, are you fucking excited for it? You see how I just got it locked and loaded right there next to me? Come on now. I just love, you know what? I actually never really enjoyed Christmas until I got rich. I'm actually not joking. I actually never really enjoyed it. Just because like Christmas, it was nice, don't get me wrong, it was always a nice thing, but like, I don't know. There were so many times when I was like 17, 16 years old, and my mom was like, oh, look, I'm gonna give you a heads up. There's gonna be no presents this year. I'm sorry. Not to like give you guys a fucking sob story or anything, but like, yeah. But now that we have a few fun coupons, Christmas is a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable. So yeah, guys, we're gonna talk all about marketing today. Okay. How to structure viral content. Okay. Collabs. Okay. My growth operator told me to tell a story that relates to brokies for more core sales. Yeah. Stantos Draco 777, you got me once again. This guy's such a loser. I appreciate you checking in on the live though. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Your life is so boring and uninteresting that the best thing that you could do on a Friday night is to join my live stream and just chat shit. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. You fucking loser. Okay, collabs. What else can we talk about? I'm just thinking about all the topics that we can talk about. Okay. Also, I know I asked this to you guys on the very, very first live event, but just remind me. So, who here has a client? Put a yes if you have at least one OnlyFans client that you're managing right now, and then put a yes if you do, put a no if you don't, obviously. Because obviously, if you do have one, this is going to be a very applicable lesson that you guys can literally take action on today, right? Paid promo. There is this one. Improving the quality. Okay, cool. Atria agency, you do, yes. Glitch, you do. No. AI model. You have a meeting with a client in about 2 hours' time. Sick. Very good. Is it like a sales call to close the client, or it's already one of your clients? Like you already closed the client? Cool. Okay, actually, let me look at this. Yes, to close the client. Good luck, man. Good luck. Did you watch the live stream from yesterday? Because yesterday we literally went over exactly how to do the sales call. Right? We broke down me doing the sales call live. Also, guys, this would actually help me just before, because we're obviously going to jump into the live the presentation and the live event in about 3-4 minutes. In the meantime, what questions do you guys have about marketing specifically? Put all of them in here just so I can write them down in my notes so I can go through them. So what questions do you guys have about marketing? Like anything, you know, how often to post, when to post, where to post, how to come up with the content ideas, when to send the content ideas, like what kind of questions do you guys have? What are you confused about when it comes to marketing? Kyle? Oh, yeah, what a legend. I was literally about to ask you. Thank you, bro. Thanks, man. Yeah, sweet. Thanks, bro. I'm literally about to ask this. You read my mind. Yes to close. Instagram growth. When to post. US time. Okay, Instagram growth. Okay, cool. Well, we can talk about Instagram growth. Easy. Also, if you guys could like this live stream, that would be fantastic. That would really help me out. Thank you so much. How frequently are you sending a list of inspirational videos to the model to record per week? What do you mean inspirational videos? Oh, you mean like how many, okay, I think what you meant is how often do I send them like ideas and like inspiration for the videos? Is that what you mean? I thought you meant like how often do they create like inspirational, like motivational videos per week? They don't do that. Yeah, I got you. Okay. At the beginning, how many platforms do we need to post on? All right, cool. All right, ladies and gents, let me just double check the IG stories live. It is indeed. Okay, sweet guys, let's jump into it. All right, everyone ready? Because I'm ready. Okay, cool. Hello everybody and welcome back to the next lesson. Today we're going to be talking about everything on what to do once you've now got a client, right? So we spoke about what even is OnlyFans management, the right mindset that you need in order to go ahead and get started, to get clients. Then we spoke about how to actually secure your first client, which was the very last lesson, all about where to find them, how to qualify, how to get them on a call, and then what to do on the actual call. We broke down an actual live sales call. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch that. Cool. Now today, once you've onboarded that client, now let's talk all about the marketing, okay? So, of course, there are two main parts of OnlyFans management. One of them is marketing, which is getting more subscribers over to the OnlyFans platform. And then the second one is, of course, chatting, which is going to be the next lesson, okay? The next lesson is going to be all about chatting, sales, how to make more sales, and so on, okay? So, where do we start with marketing, okay? So first of all, I think it's the best place to start is to explain how marketing even works, and AKA how do the algorithms work, because that's all that really matters, right? Once you understand how the For You page works, how to go on the Explore page, and essentially how to go viral, you'll then have a better understanding on how to hack that and work towards that to then be able to get more views more frequently, to then funnel more people over to OnlyFans, okay? So let's talk about it, right? So I think it was like, to be honest, let me actually double check just so I'm correct. When was TikTok invented? It was 2016, yeah. So in 2016, there was a massive change to social media, okay? So before 2016, you guys, were probably watching a bunch of YouTube. Maybe a lot of you guys were using Facebook, and majority of you guys were on Instagram, and also Vine. Vine was a big platform, right? Before that. Anyway, I think Vine was more like 2015, 2014. Anyway, but before all of this stuff, right? How social media worked was super simple. You would go online, such as YouTube, for example, okay? And on YouTube, you would find people, whether you search, maybe let's just say you wanted to learn how to ride a BMX. You would search how to ride a BMX, press enter, and you'd find somebody who makes a video about how to do, I don't know, a 360 with a steering wheel, right? Handlebars. And then you click subscribe, right? Because you like this guy's video, you click subscribe to his channel. And then tomorrow, when you come back on YouTube and you load up the website of YouTube, you would just have basically only the YouTube videos of this person that you have subscribed to, right? Only his videos. If you wanted to find a random other video from a different person who you'd not have subscribed to, you would have to go in the search bar and you have to search, understand? Instagram would be no different. You would follow your friends, you'd follow your family, and you'd follow other influencers and celebrities that you like. And then when you go on the homepage, you would only ever see content from these people that you have clicked follow, right? Makes sense, pretty obvious, right? And that is how social media was, super simple. Now, there was a huge shift which has genuinely completely changed how social media works, which is when TikTok was incorporated and it went live in 2016, okay? So when TikTok went live, TikTok had a different idea. TikTok thought, okay, well, it's all good and well just showing people the content from creators that they have subscribed or followed to, but what if the people that they subscribe and follow to don't make content all the time that the person who's following them is interested in? What if we could figure out a way where every single time they go on our platform of TikTok, every single time they are hit with a video that they would enjoy? See, the key there is a video that they would enjoy. Not from the person they have subscribed to, just a video in general from anyone, right? And that was like the whole difference with how TikTok approached social media, okay? So, and that was the problem with like YouTube and Instagram and so on, right? Because, for example, let's just say you are massively into Porsche GT3 RS, right? You love this car, this is your dream car, right? And you go on, this is back in the day, let's just say, right? This is in 2015. You go on YouTube and you would search Porsche GT3 RS, click enter. And let's just say one of the videos that comes up is a guy, and this guy has made a video picking up my dream car, Porsche GT3 RS, right? That's his video. You click on it, you watch the whole thing, and you're like, wow, this guy's bought my dream car, this is amazing, click subscribe, right? But if you didn't know, let's just say in this example, let's just say this guy is, I don't know, he plays Call of Duty for a living, right? He's a video gamer. You personally, let's just say you're not interested in video games at all. But you subscribed because you watched that video of him picking up his dream car, Porsche GT3 RS. And then, when you go back onto the homepage, you would see all of the rest of his videos, right? Which would be video games, right? Because you subscribed to the guy. Only one video was the one that you were interested in, which is the Porsche GT3 RS. And then all the rest of the videos are like video games, which maybe you're not interested in, right? So then, your YouTube feed, at least back in the day, would be full of things that you're not really interested in. And then this is where the problem happened with these platforms, right? And here's another little thing. Now, to some of you guys, hopefully, probably most of you, this is not going to be of any surprise. But to some of you, this is going to make you go, right? It's going to be surprising. Everybody thinks that these platforms are free, right? Everybody thinks that YouTube is free. Like anybody could go on youtube.com, press enter and watch videos, right? Everybody thinks Instagram is free. Everybody can create an account on Instagram. I think it's like 12, 13 or older, whatever, right? Same with all the other platforms, Snapchat, Twitter, and blah, blah, right? What you fail to understand is that you and your attention is the currency, okay? So they merely provide a platform for you to come onto, and they want you to spend as much time on there as possible. Why? Not because they love entertaining you, it's because they want to show as many ads as possible to you. Why? Because people like me and other entrepreneurs and other business owners, we will pay these platforms our money to show our ads in front of videos where we think that the customers will buy. Do you understand? So as a social media platform, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, their only main goal, what is it? Is to keep you on the platform for as long as possible. You understand? That is the concept of these social media platforms. Their goal is to try and get you to stay on the platform as long as possible. Oh my God. That's evil, the Matrix, right? Well, love it or hate it or whatever, but that's just basically how it fucking works. That's how the business of social media works, right? Now, there's a reason why I've explained that, because it's very important to understand. Once you understand that, you will then understand how and why certain things work on social media. Yeah, dopamine hits, right? Now, back in the day, before TikTok came about, YouTube and so on, they realized that this is a big problem, right? The average time spent on our platform is pretty low, guys, right? We're getting people coming on YouTube and they're seeing all this content, but they're not interested in it. So they either click on one YouTube video or they click on none, and then they leave, they disappear. Fuck. Let's have a big board meeting. We need to fix something. We need to change something. Bow! TikTok comes into the play, right? TikTok changes the whole game. They came into it knowing that. Right? So their whole ethos was, okay, fuck all that BS. Let's do it our way, which is we don't really care who they follow, right? But what we do care is that they stay on the platform as much as possible. So we, as TikTok, we're going to build this little robot that is super intelligent and super smart, and it's going to track and learn whatever each user clicks on, interacts with, shares, saves, and comments on, and watches, and also how long they watch that thing for. And then we're going to use this robot with every single user, and it's going to learn all this information. And then with this information, with each one of the users on TikTok, we are going to build them a custom For You page. So therefore, every single person that logs into TikTok, they just simply see exactly what they want to see all the time. And since 2016 until today, it has gotten so powerful, and all the other platforms have now incorporated it as well. It's gotten so powerful to the point where, maybe 2016, 2017, if you clicked on, again, let's just use a yellow Porsche GT3 RS video, right? And then you swiped away, whatever, you'd come back, your For You page would just be cars. It may be supercars, normal cars, sports cars, just cars in general. Maybe some bikes in there as well. So it's like, it's along the idea of, it understands what you want, but not exactly, right? Whereas today, if you watch a video of a yellow Porsche GT3 RS and you like it and you save it and you send it to your friend and then you watch another one, you go back onto your For You page, it will literally be not just a sports car or a supercar, it will be Porsche GT3 RSs, and it won't be any color, it will be yellow ones. That's how insanely powerful it is, right? And the reason why it does this is because it understands, well, he's interacted with this before. He's probably going to interact with it again because he likes that. So let's show more of that to him. So, does that make sense, first of all, how and why social media has drastically changed since 2016? Okay? So now let's talk about how and why, from a user's perspective, and you as somebody, well, not you, but your clients who will be creating the content, it is important to understand how to play into this. So here's how it works, okay? In very, very simple terms, right? Dumbed down. So every single user has now a data set and a bunch of this information of what they're interested in, what type of content they are interested in, right? So for me, for example, if you go into my Instagram, right, it's going to be a bunch of watches and supercars. Practically just those two things. That's like my explore page, right? For somebody else, maybe it's a younger kid, right, and he plays video games. For him, it will be like Fortnite and Minecraft, as an example, right? You get the idea. Every single person's For You page is built completely differently. And then the longer you do this, right, the longer you build this like database of what content you're into, the more the social media platform will kind of put you in this bubble, right? So like, and there's like millions, if not probably billions of these bubbles, right? You got like car bubble, then you got like motorbikes, then you got like gaming, then you got golf, tennis, cooking, cleaning, yoga, gym, just anything. Do you understand, right? And there's all these different fucking bubbles, right? And some are bigger than smallers, right? So somebody who's interested in, I don't know, wax figures, that bubble is probably a lot smaller than somebody who's interested in cars, right? That's obviously way bigger. You understand? Now, when your OnlyFans clients, when your creator is going and posting content, right? If they post content that is just super generic, it is just the girl looking hot, whatever, right? There's no intrinsic like something to it. There's no niche, there's nothing specific, no specific clothing, no specific environment, no specific subject, object, and blah, 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 right? It is just her doing a little dance, whatever, and that's it, right? And let's just say that's the reel on an Instagram that you're looking to post. When you're doing that, what Instagram is trying to do is to take this video and just try to see out of all of these millions and millions and billions of different like bubbles and niches of type of people that are interested in all this different type of content, it is going to have to try and guess which one these people are going to be interested in this content, right? And again, using this, remember this context here, is that this type of content is not niched in any way, shape, or form. It is literally just the girl doing a little dance. By the way, Carl, could you turn the AC off, please? Thanks. Right, 1 second, guys. Take a little sip. Okay, so it's trying to choose and figure out of all of these different niches of type of content, which one is actually going to be more suitable for this type of content. And so it will try its best and it will show it to this group of people who typically watch videos of gaming. They're not interested in this. Look, girl doing a fucking dance, right? Whatever, cool. Okay, let's show it to this group of people that enjoy fishing. Super random. Nah, they're definitely not interested in this girl doing a dance. Okay, social media is thinking, oh, okay, like people aren't really engaging with this. I'm not sure who's going to want to see it. Now it shows it to this group of people who enjoy, I don't know, monster trucks. I'm trying to think of random shit, right? They're also not interested. And then social media is thinking like, okay, let's just try to show it to one more group of people. If they're not interested, then we're not going to push this content out because clearly people aren't interested. And then it shows it to people who, I don't know, watch tennis as an example. They're also not interested. And then womp, womp, womp. The video does not go viral at all, and it only gets a measly fraction of the total following of this girl's account views. So if she has 10,000 followers, the video might get only like 1 to maybe 2,000 views, if that, right? But then how do some videos, even with 10,000 followers, get like 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 40 million views on a video? How does that happen, right? Because if she has 10,000 followers, how the hell does it get so many views? Well, let me explain that. First of all, let me explain why social media does this little testing and why it stops testing, why it doesn't just keep pushing out to more and more people. Remember, what is the most important thing that these social media platforms care about? It's your attention. So you as a user who, let's just say, enjoys golf content, your For You page is just golf right now, right? A bunch of golf stuff. If you now, the next scroll is some random girl doing a fucking dance, which is not related to golf at all, the chances of you swiping away, or worse off, swiping off of the app completely and leaving the app, is drastically higher than just keep showing them more golf content because they're already interested in that. You understand? And when the person leaves the platform, that is critical. That literally is losing money for the social media platform. Yeah. So that's why it only tries it ever so many times. Then it just kind of goes, you know what? Fuck it. People aren't interested in this content. We're not going to show it to more people. It's done. Who cares? This content's cooked, right? Done. So with us knowing that, how can we play into it, right? So one of the best ways is to help your clients find a niche, okay? So instead of just posting super broad, generic content, the same as everybody does, you should try to find the client that you work with a specific niche of content to create. It can be anything. It can be golf, fishing, tennis, cooking, cleaning, yoga, gym, arts, painting, like anything. It can literally be anything, right? And then once you've figured out a niche for your client and you've picked one, and then you get your client to create this content, right? Then let's just say it is golf. Let's just use the golfing example, right? Once you then get your client to go out and create some content, with a golf club, and she hits the ball or she misses, it doesn't matter. But the content is clearly to do with golf, right? Then when you post this video, social media will either straight away understand that it's golf content, especially if you put golf in the hashtags and the description and so on, right? Or sometimes it will try like a little, like maybe tennis, maybe it's polo or whatever, right? Oh, it's golf. But sometimes it will test it around. But more often than not, it will understand exactly what type of content it is. And it will show it to more people that are already interested in golf content that are not yet following your client's account. And then what does that do, right? These people that are already interested in golf content, they swipe, boom, it's your client. Maybe she's a hot chick and she swings and she misses, but she looks sexy while doing it, whatever, right? He's probably gonna go, whoa, who's this? Now I'm interested. Clicks into the profile, maybe clicks follow, right? And then maybe sends it to his friend, sends it to his buddy who's also into golfing. His buddy later in the evening looks at that video, he goes, whoa, who's this? Clicks follow, sends it to his buddy. And then his buddy sends it to his friend, and so on and so on. And that's how you start to go viral. You understand? Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but that is the main concept and the premise of how to go viral. I genuinely just gave you like $1 million worth of game. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, what I just explained there is genuinely worth fucking millions of dollars if you don't understand it already. That is how you can consistently go viral. Okay? So, also, maybe somebody might be thinking, well, Marcus, why don't you do that? Bro, I'm a business channel. I'm not here to fucking go viral and play golf. You understand? So anyway, so now that we understand that, right, that's how the algorithms work. And you want to play into them. You want to create niche type of content, and everything's going to become so much easier and better for you. So let's run with this idea that you've helped your client niche down, and he or she now creates specific type of content in any niche. It doesn't matter the niche, but for this specific example, we're going to use golf as an example. For context, if you're wondering, no, I'm not saying that golf is the best, and I also personally not managed any creators in the golf niche, so I'm not saying that. Okay, cool. So next thing to cover is, what is the best social media platform for marketing? Okay. So there are so many that you can choose from. There is Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Facebook. Like, you can go on and on and on. YouTube, of course, as well, right? And so on. Now, when we say the best, there is no the best that simply beats all of them besides Instagram. I truly do believe that Instagram is by far the best, right? However, again, I must give the caveat and the context here, right? Sometimes, for some creators, Twitter performs by far the best. And if you close a client and he or she already has a large Twitter account, then just double down on that, right? So you want to double down on what already is working on Twitter and just post more. okay? For other creators, maybe TikTok is huge. Every time they post on TikTok, they get millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views, and you want to double down on that, okay? And so on and so on, right? But the one that we always see winning time and time and time again, and very rarely does it not work, is Instagram. Instagram performs very, very well. It's super powerful. TikTok used to be the GOAT. However, TikTok is so much more stricter on the type of content that you can post and cannot post. And the chances of you getting banned and restricted on TikTok is much higher than on any other platform. So that's why I personally don't spend too much time on TikTok, but Instagram for us by far is the best, right? In terms of posting, and let's go into the next part, which is how easy is it truly to just help most OnlyFans creators to scale, right? I think a lot of people have this misconception of like, well, I've never done it, right? But so therefore, I don't know if I would even be able to help any OnlyFans creator. And what if I sign somebody and I don't actually help them go viral, get more followers, etc.? Let me explain to you just how easy it is to help the average OnlyFans creator. I'm not saying all of them, but like the average one. Believe it or not, the average OF creator, they quite genuinely only post about 2 times a week, right? And let's just assume they are only getting 1,000 views per video, right? Per reel. So if you help this creator, if they come on board in your agency and you help them now get to a consistent 1 post every single day, right? So now you're going to go from 2 posts a week. And by the way, the way you're going to do that is by coming up with more content ideas, maybe scripting them, which is literally like 7 a week. You can do that in about 2-3 hours in 1 day. You understand? And then for the rest of the week, it's fine. And the way you're going to do it is by simply helping them script content. For some of them, you can edit the content, and for some of them, you can post. For most, you can just send them the content ideas. The creator will record and edit the content themselves, and then they can also post it themselves. Again, there's no right or wrong, but giving you some context here. But let's just say you've helped this person go from 2 posts a week, so that is 8 posts a month, okay? And that is 8,000 views a month. And if you now help them go from that to once every single day, and assuming that they still get 1,000 views every single reel, you've now helped them go from 8,000 views a month to 30,000 views a month. Do you understand how insane of an increase that is by just helping them stay consistent? And that's without all the crazy stuff and all the tactics and systems and spending money on paid advertisement and so on, right? That's just simply helping them stay consistent. And believe it or not, most creators genuinely just need that, especially the ones that are starting out, okay? The next one I wanted to talk about is how you can improve the quality of the content and just how important it is also. So again, most creators, they will make videos with like a tripod and an iPhone and in their either bedroom or just in their house, right? And then maybe have like a messy background. They will have some dirty laundry there, or the lighting is terrible, or the phone is old, so on and so on, right? That keeps going on and on. If you just simply come on board and you say, hey, look, do you mind just upgrading to like a newer iPhone? Like if they have anything from like the 13 or 14 and onwards, I think that was a 14 iPhone, right? Sometimes they skip one, so I don't even know. But like 13, 14 iPhone or newer, that'll be fine, right? And then instead of using a tripod, do you have a friend? Do you have anybody that could help you hold the camera, right? Instantly. And then also, last one, do you mind ordering like a light of some sort? Or at least do you mind doing the videos in front of your windows during the daytime where the lighting is obviously, in your face? Just these tiny little increases, promise you, will help massively, massively. Because again, most creators, they will just do the bare ass minimum, which is a tripod, an iPhone, a boring background, they do a little dance, and that's it. Whereas now, right, there will be better lighting, someone's holding the camera, going in, doing all this, whatever, right? Maybe they're walking as well, so the background's moving, so the video is more interesting, okay? And there is a niche, right? Whatever that niche is, let's just say it's golfing, all of a sudden the content that you're going to be posting now, chances of it going viral is going to be drastically fucking higher, drastically higher. And again, we're just covering the fundamentals and the basics. We're not even talking about all the other, there are so many things that you can do, right? But most of you guys here are obviously just starting out, so we're just talking about the basics and the fundamentals, okay? Cool, everyone's understanding so far? Any questions so far, guys? Yeah, let me know. Take a little break. Also, I keep forgetting to do this. For anybody who is new here on these live events, at the end of the live events, we're going to carry on, by the way, there's some more stuff that I've got to talk about here. But at the end of these live events, which I think is going to be like early next week, etc., we'll be choosing one random person that fills out this type form. I've been posting them on all of these, some. We're going to choose one random person from these live events to fly you out to Dubai for an in-person consulting session, right? So either I'm going to help you get started or I'm going to help you scale what you already have, okay? So there's that link. If you haven't already, make sure you fill that out. And yeah, you might be chosen for that. All right, cool. Let's go back to topic at hand. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, everyone's understanding? Yeah, cool. All right, cool. All right. All right, cool. So that was how to improve the quality of the content and just how massive of a difference that will make straight away. The next one is how to structure viral content, okay? So this is the thing that probably most of you guys are always curious about and wondering. So there is a way, there is a specific structure, and there are other ways that can, or there are other things that can come into play, whether a piece of content goes viral or not. But the main structure is as follows, right? So first of all, it needs to have a very great hook to the video. The hook is the very first 3 seconds that they're gonna see. It needs to give them a reason to stop scrolling and watch, okay? One of the easiest examples I will give is when something is progressively getting, even more crazier or etc. I'll give you one example, right? We used to manage this one creator that was into, I guess, yoga. She was super flexible, right? And one viral reel that we made, and I think got 28 million views at the peak. We basically got her to stand on 2 chairs, right? She was standing on 2 chairs, 1 foot on both chairs, right? And then it was on a laminated floor, so it was kind of slippery. And then basically, very slowly, the 2 chairs started pushing away from each other, and she ended up doing the splits, of course, right? But that video, the reason why it went mega viral is because the hook is, wait a minute, this girl's standing on 2 chairs. That's nothing crazy, obviously, but that's weird. What the fuck? What is going on? And then as soon as the video starts, the chairs are already going this way. So it instantly tells the person, okay, what's gonna happen? And it makes them watch the whole thing. So anyway, that's the hook. The hook is super important. And that, always, the hook can be something crazy that they say, something breaks, something controversial, something outlandish, etc., right? The first part is the hook. Then there needs to be some sort of a body to the video. There needs to be either a storyline, there even needs to be a concept of the video, or there even needs to be a challenge. There needs to be something that the person can follow along, okay? So for example, the opposite, this is a bad example, would be just a random montage of a bunch of clips from everything, right? It can go viral, but the chances are a lot lower because there's no storyline, there's no specific thing that's going on and they're following it along, right? For example, Mr. Beast does this all the time as well, where, have you guys seen that video, Mr. Beast, obviously the YouTuber, I'm sure most of you guys, everyone should probably know who that is, when he's running and he's holding a $100 bill, and then he's running with a backpack, and then that's $50,000 or $100,000, and then he's running with a backpack behind him and 2 suitcases, and it's that's $1 million, and then he's running with a backpack, 2 suitcases, and a backpack in front of him. That's, I don't know, 2 million or whatever. And then he's running with this 4 suitcases he's holding, and then he's got 6 backpacks on him, and he's very slowly running and he falls over, and that's 20 million, right? that whole concept is the progression. So the viewer, the hook, to be honest with him, is that it's Mr. Beast, but like he was also running and he had some money in his hand. That's like, why the fuck is he running and why has he got money in his hand, right? So that kind of hooks you in. And then there's the progress, which is the body, which is the second part, right? And then the last part is the reward. The reward is the very end. So why did they watch the whole thing? What's the end of it? To be fair, it depends. Sometimes you don't need the end part to be a reward. So for example, if it's the hook is some crazy interaction, right? And then the body is like the storyline, but then there is no reward in the sense of like nothing bad or crazy happens. It's just that that was it. That was the video, the hook and then the storyline. That in itself can go viral. You understand? But a lot of the time, you can add a reward, which basically will indoctrinate and slowly, subconsciously tell the person that every time they do watch your creator's videos, there's a little reward at the end of it, and they're going to want to keep watching it, okay? So that right there is the structure to viral content in the most purest, simplest form. But then you have to build on it, right? And there's so many verticals, so many different types of viral content that you can create from there on, okay? So from there on, you can play around with different environments. You can do it inside, you can do it outside. Then you can do it with just one person, like as in the creator, and then you can do it with 2 people. Then you can do it with 4 people, right? Then you can play around with the pace of the video. Is it slow? Is it fast? Then you can play around with the editing. Then you can play around with the text on the screen, the music background, and so on and so on. There are so many different things that you guys can test with all of these parts of the video. Next, let's talk about collaborations. So this is only worth doing either if you have some money to spend, which is, to be honest, going to be the next one. Reward the viewer. Yeah, glitch, correct. But anyway, collabs is only really worthwhile once you've got a bit of momentum, right? If you have a client that is just starting out and he or she really does not have any momentum, there are not really any, there's not really thousands of people watching the content and so on, it's going to be hard for you to find other creators that are going to want to collab with your creator or your clients. So instead, I would recommend you focusing on everything that I just mentioned before. Keep doing them, keep being consistent, post once a day, then slowly you can build up to twice a day, then you can build a backup page and then so on, right? But with these collabs, once you are getting, 10, 15, 20,000 views per reel or more, right, onwards, that's when you can reach out to other creators and you can organize collaborations. And this is just a never-ending like spiral loop. Like this is when you've won. This is it. Like at this point you've won. There's no way of going back at this point, right? Because then if your client gets 20,000 views per reel, let's just say on average, and you reach out to a different creator who you don't even manage, just an OnlyFans creator, and she gets 100,000, okay, that's too big of a jump, but let's just say she gets 50,000 views on her reels, and you organize a collaboration with your client, maybe she flies out to your client or whatever, and they do a collab, and this is just like little Instagram reels, little TikTok videos, this is like safe for work content, right? And they do a collab, that is going to help both of these people massively, right? Because your client's followers will go over to her and her followers will come over to yours, right? And it's just a net positive. And then you can keep doing this. You can do as many of these as you want, right? As long as, of course, you keep in mind that the person you are collaborating with is worthwhile, right? Like, for example, if you're getting 20,000 views on your reels with your client and the person that you collaborate with only gets 2,000, it's obviously not worth it. And then the next one is paid collaborations, paid promo. So one of them I just said is a paid collab. So when you do start to make a bit of money, you can reinvest it. And the way to do that is many, many different ways. One of them is a paid collaboration. So using that same example where your client gets 20,000 views on her videos, you reach out to somebody that gets 250,000 views on her video. Obviously, this person would not do a collab for free because it's not worth her time. She's not really going to gain much from doing a collab with your client. However, if you pay this person a couple $1,000s and then they do a collaboration, trust me, those couple $1,000s will work and it will bring you a return on investment if done correctly, right? Another example would be going to these theme pages, right? So again, this is where what I said earlier comes into play. if let's just say your client works within, does content within like the golf niche, well, if you then reached out to a bunch of golf pages, you could then reach out to them and say, hey, look, my client, or you can reach out from her account, whatever. You can say, we create golf-related content. We'd love to be promoted and advertised on your page. And let's just say this page has 1 million followers, right? And it's all golf-related content. So all the people that follow this page are also already watching golf-related content. They love it. And then you go to this page, you pay them $500, $1,000, depending on how many followers and engagement they have, etc. And then they post your client on this page. All of these followers are going to be like, oh my God, who's this hot chick? Click onto the account, follow, and then click the link in the bio, and then follow over. And this is the last part that I'll mention about this, is super important, is to make sure that you funnel people the correct way to OnlyFans. The problem with a lot of people is they'll do all this marketing, and then they're not going to post the correct Instagram stories, or the correct links, or the correct discount links, the correct campaigns, and so on. And they're going to waste all of this effort, all this time, energy, and effort spent on going viral all the time. And these people are just not going to funnel over, right? If you're not doing it correctly. So make sure you capitalize on when the content is going viral, when you're getting new followers in. You want to funnel all of that traffic over to OnlyFans, and you want to give them as many reasons to do so. Discount links, what they're going to get, a bundle, and so on, right? You want to funnel people over to the OnlyFans accounts. Cool, guys. What questions do you have about marketing? Let me answer some questions before we wrap it up. Yeah, hopefully this lesson has helped you guys massively already about marketing. But in terms of main topics and bullet points, that is all that I pretty much wanted to cover. How many trial reels a day? That's a great question. So somebody in the chat said, how many trial reels a day? So funny enough, for a lot of people, they actually don't have the trial reels option anymore, which is super strange. I think Instagram is testing things. But if you do have the trial reels section available, to be honest, there is no magical number. We have tested anywhere between 3 to 20 a day. Ultimately up to you. The real key is obviously to not re-upload the same exact content. You have to readjust it, right? You have to make sure that you add some text over it, you crop the video, you invert it, you change the color on it. The text is different every time. Maybe even you add a different song to the background of the video, etc. But yeah, on Instagram, trial reels are an incredible way to keep reusing existing content, so your client does not have to keep remaking it. Cool. Any other questions, guys, about marketing specifically? Also, I just realized, yeah, it's you, Frederick. How are you, bro? Also, Frederick, do you mind putting in the YouTube chat, just for the people watching, at what income, if you don't mind saying, at what income did you join the mentorship program? And then after you joined our mentorship program, what has been like your best month on with your OnlyFans management agency? Just for some context, but if you don't want to, it's fine. But just for some context, by the way, Frederick is a person that is inside of my paid mentorship program. So obviously do these live events for free on YouTube, but I also do have a paid mentorship program where you get to talk to me on a Zoom call. I get to interact with you and literally help you with your agency. Also, Frederick has been here. Like, he has been here with me in Dubai, which is pretty cool. Somebody said I have one model with 81,000 on Instagram. She gets 100,000 views per reel. So if I put my other model doing video of her, low model, it's going to pump. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you have one creator with 81,000 followers on Instagram, and she gets 100,000 plus per reel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can collaborate with your smaller earning client with your big one, and yeah, of course. And also you can kind of give them a bit of, not a cut, but you can basically treat it as like a paid promo. So you can say, hey, look, from your next invoice, I'll take off $500 for you to promote, this other girl. That's huge. Yeah, Frederick just said, we were doing $5,000 to $10,000 before, and now our record month is $97,000 in 1 month. Wow, good. And Frederick is aiming for $110,000 this month. Very fucking good. So again, just for some context, guys, Frederick and his business partner, they joined my coaching, I think like 9 months ago, I want to say, somewhere like that. I think early this year. And he was at $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And after learning basically what you guys are learning in the live streams, but obviously like 1,000 times more, obviously inside of the mentorship program, we go into a lot more detail about all this. And also like here, I'm trying to give you an overview because it is a quick live stream on YouTube. But like inside of the program, every single one of the things that I've just spoken about, we spend like an entire hour on each one of them. So really thoroughly understanding everything. But yeah, it went from 5 to 10K at the beginning to now his record month already being at 97,000 to going for 110K. Yeah, what a legend. Sweet. Okay, guys. That, I think, will be it for today's live event. If you guys haven't already, fill out the form at the top on the chat. Please leave a like on this YouTube live stream. That would be really greatly appreciated. If you haven't subscribed as well, I'm pretty sure all of you guys watching this have subscribed. But if you haven't, click the subscribe button. Like, it does actually help because I'm obviously trying to grow this stuff and I appreciate it. So there was one more question. So what if the model have contents on other platform, but is now trying to get into OnlyFans? Yeah, I mean, simple answer. Just get them on OnlyFans. Simple. Like that's if they are already on other platforms, right? If they're already on FanView, Fansly, whatever, just tell them to get an account and go into OnlyFans. Again, just personal like thing I always say is if the person is not already on OnlyFans, I would not advise you to convince anybody to get on there for sure. But yeah. Okay, sweet. All right, guys. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thank you very much for all of you guys for tuning in once again. Somebody said, bro, thanks to you for taking the time out of your day to stream this course. All good, no worries. I hope you guys actually, take this information and actually implement it, right? Because it's all good and well you guys watching this and maybe getting motivated and whatever, but you guys need to implement this, right? Again, if you guys are interested in joining the paid mentorship, the same as how Frederick did and his business partner, and we have countless others, we have over 300 people, you can just message me on Instagram at Marcus Hustle. We'll be happy to jump on a call with you guys. But anyway, with all that being said, thank you so much. Also, by the way, guys, one more thing I just remembered. There will not be a live stream Saturday and Sunday, but there will be one on Monday, okay? Just remember. I might do one on Sunday. If I do, I'll post it on Instagram, but it will probably be Monday. So the next live event is going to be Monday, most likely, okay? Just a little heads up. Same time, so don't forget, Monday, come back in. Have an amazing weekend, guys. You guys have learned so fucking much this entire week. Make sure you're starting to implement. And and then we're going to see you guys most likely on Monday. All right? Cool, guys. Have a good one. Peace.